and promptly disabled the Bucks, going all the way and striking out 9 to pick up win number 6. The 5-hit shutout was Sutcliffe's third whitewash of the season, setting off a now familiar refrain at Wrigley.
Cubs win! Cubs win! Cubs win! What a performance!
And what a job by Steve Trout the next day. Also returning from injury, Rainbow shut out Pittsburgh for 7 innings and got the win to go 6-1. Trout got by with a little help from his friends, who turned 4 double plays in the game. Chris Spire was inspiring as a fill-in at second base. 2 hits and 4 RBIs, including the game winner, as the Cubs took over first place. Below 2.9. Warren Brewstar preserved the 5-1 victory, giving him a win and a save in the series, as Chicago swept all 4 from the Bucks to open up a little daylight at the top of the East, in between the 2 best in the West. Stormy weather was not in the forecast, but when first place San Diego came to town, Cincinnati was under the weather. The Reds began the series just a game and a half back, but lost the first game of a doubleheader 9-3. In the nightcap, Tony Gwynn came up with the score tied in the 11th. Going, that ball is gone. A game-winning home run for Gwynn. San Diego was also shaking things up on the mound. Craig Lefferts turned in quite an effort with 2 shutout innings as the Padres raised their road record to 16-10, best in the league. Cincinnati supporters were left out in the cold by Padre hitters like Kevin McReynolds, 9 for 18 in the series, boosting his average above 295. The Reds won Game 3, but in the finale, they tasted defeat at the hands of Andy Hawkins, who lifted his record to 11-0, setting a team mark for consecutive wins and surprising just about everyone but himself.
I always had faith in myself. There was never a time where I didn't think I could do it. I've been successful most of the time, and things have worked out really good for me, and it's a very positive time in my life right now. I just hope it continues, and I hope that later on I can think back to these positive experiences and relay them to the present.
Time now to feature a running Redbird, who's king of the speed merchants. St. Louis rookie Vince Coleman is on the fast track. After a record 246 steals in 2 minor league seasons, he came up to the Cards this year and ran off with 41 steals in 46 games. Hot on the trail of the single-season mark of 130, Coleman is surprising everybody.
He surprised me, and I'm kind of hard to surprise at times, but he's done an awesome job, and I just wish that he can continue because he's the type of guy that can make a team get into the World Series.
He's a very intelligent young man, and I think that's part of the reason he has exceeded our expectations, because he's a fast learner, he takes instruction well, and he's a hard worker.
And that work includes getting tips from former Cardinal Lou Brock, all-time stolen base king with 938 steals.
Every day I get an opportunity to talk to Lou, I talk with him. He gives me some interesting pointers on base, too. Some of our ideas are similar because, he's one of the greatest base stealers of all time. There's no defense against speed, and in fact, that's one of the reasons a lot of ball clubs are going to it. Speed, only you can defense speed, you got to have speed.
These days, the majors have so much speed that the base paths are starting to look like a whole different kind of track.
Speed is probably one of the most important factors in the game. there are a lot of ways you can score with a guy that can steal a base or take the extra base on a base hit. And it's probably the most exciting thing since the home run.
The old concept of power hitters is not there anymore. Teams are going for speed first, arm second, and then they hope they can learn how to hit.
You see a lot of hitters who normally, if they couldn't run, probably would not be in this ball game. They don't really hit that well, but they've learned to chop down the ball and put it in certain spots of the ballpark and just run. And it's made them a major league ball player nowadays.
And no ball players tearing up the big league track quite like Vince Coleman. Now let's open the notebook for this week in baseball's TWIB notes from around the National League. St. Louis Cardinals second baseman Tommy Herr has pitchers in a stir. A major league leading .378 average plus 51 RBIs. Already his career high for one season and the first big leaguer to drive in 50 this year. What's more, he's done it without power. Tommy hit only his second homer this season against New York when the Cards took 3 out of 4 to knock the Mets out of first place in the East. Hooray for her! At age 40, Houston's Joe Niekro is still knuckling nicely. In a 3-game sweep of the Giants, Joe got career win number 138 as an Astro to set a team record. It was also career win number 196 overall. Joe and brother Phil of the Yankees are second only to Gaylord and Jim Perry as the winningest brother combo in big league history. Atlanta rookie Zane Smith gave the Brave bullpen its first day off this season. The 24-year-old left-hander struck out 6 to beat San Francisco 7-0 for his first major league shutout, and it was the first complete game for the Braves this year. A sad note, fans. Bob Prince passed away. Pirate voice for 3 decades. He leaves a legacy of marvelous microphone memories.
It's a screwball a mile in the left center field. It is going. It is gone. Bobby Clemente continues to totally annihilate Baltimore.
Bye, Bob. You sure were a prince of a man. Now it's time for this week's quiz, brought to you by Nissan, builders of high-quality cars and trucks for over 50 years. Ozzie Smith of the St. Louis Cardinals continues his magic act at shortstop. Just 3 errors in his first 55 games. If he maintains that pace, the Wizard of Oz will break the league mark for fewest errors by a shortstop in one season. Now for this week's quiz, can you name the National League shortstop who holds the record for fewest errors in the season? Stay tuned for a still active player. Toronto tangles with the Tigers. Winners of 14 out of 16, the Blue Jays were feasting in first place in the East when their hungry rivals came in.
Detroit, 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 Detroit. If I want to cheer for the Blue Jays, I'll cheer for them.
2 excellent ball teams see the best baseball ever.
You got that right, honey. Against Detroit in Game 1, Blue Jay rooters tuned into a real thriller. No score through 11 innings. Then Buck Martinez stepped to the plate, bottom of the 12th, and there it goes, a 2-run game-winning homer. Oh, did Buck put the Jays in luck.
Toronto probably is going to have to contend with. We hope that today we're going to get it together. We're going to go out and play as hard as we can, and we hope that today will be the first day, and for the remainder of the season, we'll play like
on the Birds. Sneaking up on the rest of the East with 4 straight wins, the Red Sox kept matters well in hand at Baltimore. In Game 1, Dwight Evans broke out of a batting slump, going 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, including the game winner, as the Sox rolled 8-4. Baseball's TWIB notes from around the American League. Bob James was traded to the White Sox from Montreal over the winter, and so far this year, he's been a saving grace. Of the team's first 15 saves this season, James has had 14. Surpassing not just his own career high for 1 year, but also the entire team's total in 1984. Divine defense is a big reason the Angels are contending in the West. California executed 86 double plays in its first 57 games. putting the Angels on a pace to break the season record of 217 double-ups set by the 1949 Philadelphia Athletics in a 154-game season. Let's go for the answer to this week's Nissan quiz. Now with the Chicago Cubs, Larry Boa holds the National League record for fewest errors by a shortstop in one season. In 150 games with the Phillies in 1972, only 9. Coincidentally, the Major League record was set that same season when Detroit Tigers shortstop Eddie Brinkman in 156 games made a mere 7. A manager's quiet contemplation can quickly turn to consternation. But keep your wits about you, Skip, because sometimes players can lose their grip. Hey, why the blow-up, mister? Someone got you in a twister? Well, don't lose control just yet, even if you are in a fret. You gotta get the right feel and try to stay on an even keel. Hey, fans, now look what's in store for a batter who couldn't wish for more. One little bunt and a chance for first base. But 2 errant throws, and boy, is he making haste. All around the bases he goes. Where he'll stop, nobody knows. Still on the run, he gets home in time, a bunt round tripper. And folks, that ends our rhyme. Now, back to prose for some prosaic glove work that's almost poetic. A-plus efforts of field that go down as not quite great plays. Oh, well, can't catch them all. Now to Omaha, where the Hurricanes tore up the College World Series. Old Spice salutes Von Hayes and the entire Philadelphia Philly wrecking crew. Hayes started the complete demolition of the New York Mets when he smashed a home run to lead off the game. 8 more Phillies came to bat in the first inning before Hayes stepped up with the bases loaded. Man alive, this time he bashed a grand slam. The only big leaguer in history to hit 2 home runs in the first inning. But there's more. The Phillies scored 9 times in the first and went on to thoroughly crush the Mets. The box score shows 27 hits and 26 runs. Most runs by a National League team in 41 years and most in Philly history. Congratulations, Bon and all. And folks, for now, that's all. But see you next week on This Week in Baseball.